Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Advanced English Academy. In today's lesson, I'm going to discuss about money related phrasal verbs. So let's get started. Phrasal verbs for money consists of 4 parts as you can see on your screen. So let's start with the first one, saving money. So in English, we have 2 phrasal verbs you can use for saving money. Save up and put aside. So when you save up money, it means you are accumulating something for future use. Accumulating something means you are collecting money for your future use. Right? You usually save your money up for something big like a car, a vacation or retirement. Right? I have given an example. It took me months to save up enough money to go traveling. So when I am saving up money for a house, it takes a long time to save that money up, maybe years. So I save up the money until it grows. I save it up and keep going. Fine. Move to the next, put aside. So we have another one for saving. We call it put aside. When you put something aside, you are saving it for usually a shorter period of time of something which is very specific, right? As you can see on your screen, put aside means to save or keep money to be used at a later time. Later time means for a shorter period of time which is very specific. You can see an example. She is been putting money aside for a vacation. Means she is saving money for later time, for going on a vacation. Understood? So you can take another example. When I put money aside, suppose I have 100 rupees, I'll take 50 rupees and put it aside into my pocket to buy a chocolate bar. Fine. Means I'm using money at a later time. It means I will put aside some amount of money which I will use in my later time. Understood? I don't need to save for years and days or months. I'm just saving it for a short period of time, which is very specific. Just remember this. Got it? Let's talk about having money or just having enough money. Fine. A lot of people just have enough money, and how do we talk about that in English? So let's start. I'm getting by. Get by means manage with difficulty to live or accomplish something. Like someone is surviving with little money, right? Getting by means I don't have a lot of money and I'm surviving. I can't go on big trips, but I'm not poor. I don't have zero money, right? But I'm surviving. For instance, he had just enough money to get by. Means he had that much money on which he can survive. But I have enough to get my food and pay my rent or my homestay and pay some other things for me. But nothing special. So that's getting by. Fine. Let's talk about scrape by. Scrape by means to live with barely enough money, to be able to buy only the things most needed. When you are scraping by, it means just a little bit and you feel negative. Every day is heavy and hard because you almost don't have enough money to pay for everything. Fine. For instance, I scraped by borrowing from my relation until my next check arrived. Got it? Or you can take another example. I can just scrape by on what my parents give me. Right, I am surviving on money which my parents give me. Fine. Okay. What do we call it when you actually have to go into your savings to spend something? Well, that's what we call using savings. And we have 2 ways of using our savings. Dip into and break into. Okay, dip into. When you have to dip into your savings, it means to go into your saved money and take a little bit out for something. It means, for instance, my car broke down last week, so I had to dip into my savings. It means I took out some of the money, maybe 10,000 rupees, and I left rest of the money. Fine. So dipping into your saving account is not great, but it is not bad also. Fine. You can take another example. You can see on your screen. We took out a loan for a car because we did not want to dip into our savings. Means you do not want to use your savings. That is why you took out a loan for your car. Fine. Okay, let's move to the next, break into. When you break into your savings, it's not good because it means to start to spend money that you did not want to spend. Like when you break into your savings, you keep taking it and taking it until the money goes down. For instance, We have to break into our fixed deposit to pay for the hospital bills. Means you are taking your money again and again until the money goes down. Understood? Now let's look at when we do spend money, how do people talk about it? First one is fork over. Fork over means to hand over or used up in payment. Hand over means to give. Fine. When people have to fork over money, they are giving that money and it's gone for good. Even if they want to have the things, they don't really want to spend the money. Fine. For example, I hated to have to fork over that kind of money for a new set of tires. Means you don't really want to spend over a new set of tires. Fine. Next is cough up. Cough up means to surrender money, especially reluctantly. Reluctantly means unwillingly. Fine. So when I say I have to cough up 100 rupees, it means I have to pay 100 rupees. For example, he owes us money but he won't cough up. We have given him money but he will not be willing to return it. Got it? Finally, shell out. Well, shells are for protection, right? Tortoises have shells because they want to protect whatever is inside. Similarly, when you have to shell out money, you literally have to take money and give it out that you don't really want to, because you want to protect it and keep it inside. Fine. As the meaning you can see on your screen, shell out means to pay money for something, especially the cost is unexpected and not wanted. You can see an example. If we lose the case, we will be forced to shell out. Means you don't really want to pay, but you have to in case you lost the case. Understood? Alright. All above things are good because this is your money that you are using in some way. But what about when you have to give money back to somebody you took it from, like the bank or a friend? So we call this paying back a debt. So when you have to pay debts, there are two ways to pay off your debt. Take a look at it. When I pay back a debt, it means to return money that you borrowed from someone. Means I have to give money back to you, but it doesn't necessarily mean I am going to finish it. Fine. Means when I am paying back, like for a house or a car, it means I borrowed a big amount. But if I am paying back maybe 1,000 rupees a week, it means I can keep paying again and again. As I pay it back, it goes down. That's why sometimes you break into your savings to pay down your debts. So paying back means reduction. Fine. Next is payoff. Paying off a debt means it's finished. No more money because I am scraping by as it is. Fine. Payoff means like the meaning you can see on your screen. If you pay off someone, you give them the amount of money that you owe them, so they will not take action against you or cause any trouble to you. Fine. For example, only another 6 months and the house will be paid off. It means it's finished, no more money. Right? You paid off. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned with us. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Thank you.